everyone is remaking the checkered dress, but I wanted something which I know I would wear on my non-Barbie days as well. So I wanted to create the Barbenheimer ensemble. I love vintage fashion, that's mostly the reason why I learned to sew. But I wanted something which, oh hi cat, which we can wear to a night out, to the cinema. And I'm watching Barbie right after I spent a day at the library. So I think I will kill two birds with one stone. The inspiration for my ensemble was this ensemble I found on Mood Fabrics. But I already knew that while I love the vibe of it, I wanted to add a different jacket to it. And that's the Layton bolero, which I made before in different colors. I'm familiar with it and I love the pattern. These are free patterns, you just have to add your email address and then it arrives in your post. The skirt pattern for the set is a reduced version of the Juniper skirt, which I also love and made in different colors. They just removed the front panel and shortened it a bit, leaving it with this nice 60s style A-line miniskirt. My fabric is actually from the thrift store. I find it in a charity shop, 2 yards, 2 meters for about a fiver. But Mood Fabrics is essentially a fabric store, so they advise their own fabric if you do not want to go on fabric hunting. And I used the pink polycotton from Pant Fabrics for lining. Okay, this is the easy part. You have to find all your pattern pieces after you cut them out. Do not forget to mark your notches for the darts on the front panel and also cut along the black line as the pattern indicates. Here you can see that I obviously forgot to mark my notches, so before I can press and sew my darts, I had to find the placement of the darts again. Do as I say, not as I do. Now, sew the back and front pieces together at the shoulder seams. I try to indicate this line with yellow in this lovely drawing I just made. I'm the lazy seamstress for a good reason. I generally try to avoid every type of extra work I can when I'm doing my sewing projects. But gussets are nasty. That's the reason I like to paste it together first on a normal sewing machine. Then I take the project over to the serger and I serge every seam together. I generally like to sew my serger because it's quick and clean. Do not worry if you don't have a serger, just finish your seams in the preferred method and do your project on your sewing machine. That's where we are now with both pieces. The lining and the main fabric looks like a jacket. So far so good. Here I suggest something different to Mood Fabrics guidance. I want you to sew the gussets together, the side and the sleeve gusset together, because I think it's easier to continue than this way, because as I said, gussets are very nasty. Okay, and this is a super confusing part. Really, just trust the process. It does not have to be pretty or smooth. It just has to be done. It's in your armpit. No one is going to check it. Essentially, what you have to do is, after sewing the two openings of the gusset together and cutting up in the armpit as indicated on the front panel, you have to align the bigger side of the side gusset with the side panel of the front piece. Then the longer side of the sleeve gusset with the sleeve piece underneath the sleeve. Okay, I might have made it more confusing, but Trust me, trust the process. Really, you are almost done now. You ended up with a giant sleeve piece, which you have to open like a, I don't know, pancake or a butterfly, and try to align them to create the largest circle circumference you can find, and then that will be your sleeve. Pin it together, baste it, sew it, and finish the remaining seams. You will end up with a jacket. Here you go. At least one layer is finished. Repeat the same process where you left with the lining fabric. You can see you have the gussets covering the underside of the arm. You have a back piece, two front pieces attached. It indeed looks like a bolero now. The last step is attaching the lining to the bolero. You do it by finishing the seams, which are the raw edges, then folding them once under, pinning them together so the raw or finished seams are now folded inwards within the fabric, sewing it together with a top stitch, and then giving it a really good press. So I think that's all. If you would like to know how I made a skirt, I have a separate video on it. And let me know if you would like a tutorial on the tie neck blouse I wore with the Oppenheimer outfit. And see you next time.